What's good, y'all? Peace and blessings. Turbo King back with another video. And today, as y'all can see by the title, I'm gonna be talking about healing. A lot of people in this world are damaged, are broken, going through a lot of things in life, um, and it's tough to heal. You know, we have no. A lot of people they have no way to heal. They don't know how to heal. They don't have no information, no education on healing, how to better themselves. They're just stuck in a trap, you know what I'm saying? So but I feel like healing is very important. And it's necessary, you know what I'm saying? I believe everything stems from childhood, you know. Childhood is one of the things that we cannot never forget. It builds you and molds you to be the person that you are today. You know what I'm saying? You can't never get rid of your childhood. It makes you who you are. It makes you act how you act. You may not even realize or understand it, but it's very important. Like those little years, those first couple of years of your life is the most important years of your life. And you will see even people that's 80 or 90 still remember things from their childhood. You know what I'm saying? That forgiveness is a weapon, bro. Like, you have to forgive. You have to forgive people in your life that hurt you. You have to forgive the things and the trauma that happened to you. You know what I'm saying? Forgiveness is key, because even in the Bible it says, how can God forgive you if you don't even forgive others? How can you seek forgiveness if you don't offer that to other people? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of being hypocritical, for one. But you have to remember, even the good and even in the bad things, those pain, those trauma, those situations, they made you who you are today. There may be people who didn't have a father in their life or a mother in their life. You know what I'm saying? And you may think, oh, you know, why did this happen to me? I wish I really had a dad. I wish I would have had a father or a mother, or, you know, a big family, whatever the case is. Or, you know, they may have had something traumatic happen to them. But understand that if those things didn't take place, you wouldn't be who you are today. If you didn't have a father, if you had a father, you wouldn't be who you are today if you did have a father. So God allowed these things to happen in order to build you to who you are today. You know what I'm saying? Like, these things had to happen to you. It was all by design. It was all by purpose. Everything, I believe nothing is a coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. You know, nothing is an accident. Nothing happens on by mistake. Everything is everything has a purpose in life. You know, so understand that's going to help you heal. I believe, like, once you realize that the things that happen in your life, you can't be like really sad about it. You can't like continue to harp on it and have anxiety about it, because it was meant to happen. It had to happen, because it made you stronger. It made you wiser. It made you get more understanding. You see, when you grew up and you didn't feel love, you know, you may have had parents and stuff like that. They didn't really show love to you. You know, I heard people before, you know, I talked to a couple of people, just hearing their stories and stuff like that, and maybe even me as well, to where the affection, the love, you know, they had parents that really didn't say they loved them as much, and they didn't feel the love. You know, they felt abandoned in their childhood. God made that happen, and God allowed that to happen in your life, because you were probably meant to show love to other people. You see, what you don't have in life, you're going to give in life. So if you didn't get love when you were a child, you're going to be the type of person that give love to everybody. if you were the type of person that never got help, you're gonna be the most helping person you know. And that's how it goes, bro. Like, you have to, once you realize that these things that happen in my life, and once you reflect on it and realize that, hey man, these things are actually beneficial towards me. You know, you may not even see it like that, but these things were beneficial towards my life, and it helped me. You know, it motivated me. It made me a better person. And that's very key, you know what I'm saying? And another thing is the triggers that to realize like how you need to heal and that you haven't healed yet is because those triggers are going to show up. You know, like if you find yourself being angry, if you find yourself, now I would say this, for me, anger was a big thing, right? So when I found myself getting triggered, I realized that I haven't healed from certain things. I realized that when that anger started to boil up and I started getting real angry, I realized that I wasn't as healed as I thought I was. So when you're getting triggered, when people, because a lot of people tend to say, well, you made me do this. Nobody made you do anything, bro. Like, this is where accountability goes into it. Nobody makes you do anything. Nobody can act a certain way or do a certain type of behavior to make you do something. You have to be accountable, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, that's irritating to hear. Like, don't make somebody else's actions dictate what you do. And that shows the level of maturity that you have by allowing other people's actions to dictate who you are. And I realized that at one point in time I was doing that. I allowed other people I allowed their actions to dictate what I was going to do in my anger. And you know, every time in hindsight I realized that that's not even who I was. That's not even who I am, bro. Like, why did I even allow that to happen? And I realized that I wasn't healed from those type of things. I wasn't healed from my anger, from my trauma, from different type of things, bro. So I had to really heal. I had to seek. I really feel like I'm my own therapist. Like, I feel like I have a lot of wisdom that God has blessed me with. Not my own wisdom, because it's a lot of things that I don't even know how I know. I just know it. But I'm able to like really detect and look back into my life and say, okay, this is why this has happened. This is why that has happened. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you gotta be your own therapist. Sometimes it's best to sit in solitude. You know, stop trying to be around people so much, because that can hinder you from your healing process. You know, you want to be around people so much, you think you're a people person, but no, you're really scared. You know what I'm saying? You're really insecure. You want to be around people so much because when you get alone, you can't face it. You can't handle it. So you're not a people person. You're just insecure. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to think for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing. And like I said, your pain is going to require, is whatever your pain is going to make up your purpose. Like I was saying, if you are the type of person that didn't get love, your purpose probably is to show love to people. You know, to help people and stuff like that. If you never got help, your purpose is to help others. You know? And realize this, bro. You have to acknowledge it first. You have to acknowledge your pain first. You have to acknowledge, because a lot of people, they're in denial. They don't want to they don't want to admit that they're hurting. They don't want to admit that is anything wrong with them. You know, everybody believes that they're just they're regular, they're cool. You know, ain't nothing wrong with them. They don't have any traumas. They don't need to heal from anything. They're just living a great life, bro. Come on, bro. We're all human beings. We all been through things. We all been through trials and tribulations. But the first step is admitting it. Admitting you have a problem, bro. Like, that's always the first step. Admit that, okay, I suffer from anxiety. I suffer from anger. I suffer from insecurities. I suffer from not being able to love, not being able to love myself, not being able to love other people. I suffer from hatred. You know, a lot of people have hatred inside of your heart, but whatever you have, whatever you're dealing with, you need to admit it first. And not just saying it, but actually believing it inside of your heart, inside of your spirit, that I need, because once you get tired of something, you're not going to be able to change things unless you get tired of it first. So you have to be tired of yourself. You have to be tired of going through the things that you're continuing to go through in order to be like, okay, you know what, I'm going to change this. I'm tired of it. So admitting it first, believing that you can change, because a lot of people, they don't even believe in that they can change. They don't see anything other than them being the same person that they are right now. So if you can't see past yourself, then you can never change, you can never grow, you can never evolve. So you have to build a different type of mindset, and that's gonna help you, bro. But we gotta heal. We have to heal, because if you don't heal, the generations that come after you, they're gonna suffer from it for it. Realize that, bro. Like, if you don't heal, you're gonna pass down generational curses to your family, to your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. They're all gonna suffer if you don't heal. Because where do you think the things that you going through came from? It didn't came from you, bro. You were just a baby. You were just a kid. It didn't come from you. It came from other people's mistakes. Just like when you were without a father, it wasn't because of you. It was because what they did. You know what I'm saying? So, irregardless, you have to think about it from that point of view. If you don't change, other people is going to suffer from it. So, unless you're selfish, which if you're watching this video, I'm sure you're not selfish. You know what I'm saying? So, you have to change, man. You have to go and have to evolve. And like I said, I hope this video helps. I hope this video encourages people to change, encourages people to grow, and just become the best version of yourself each and every day. You know, try as hard as you can. We all fall short of glory. I'm gonna keep saying that. We all fall short. I fall short. You know what I'm saying? But it's about just keep trying. You know, God knows your heart at the end of the day. So just keep trying. You know, just look at the world we living in. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be difficult. But you just gotta keep fighting that fight, fighting a good fight. And like I said, I love y'all. I hope y'all are doing well. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm out.